Let's now talk about operators in Python. Operators in Python is a very simple concept. Let me show you how we can use operators in Python. Just like in mathematics, we use plus, minus, times and divide to perform these operations. We can do the same in Python. Before I discuss about operators, let's create a folder and let's name this folder as 07 underscore operators. And I'm going to explain everything about operators in this folder. But before that, I want to open my terminal and I want you to open your terminal as well. And let's type Python and let's press enter. The moment you type Python and press enter, you'll see Python 3.13. In fact, this is the version we installed when we started the course. Now, if you say 5 plus 4, you can actually see the result, which is 9. And you can use Python as a calculator. So whatever you type here will be processed as a mathematical function and you will get the result of the operation. Let's now try 5 divided by 4 and you get 1.25, which is pretty accurate. Let's now try 100 minus 98 and I get 2. And you can perform some complex operations as well, like 344 minus 7 minus 234 and you get the result. So you can use Python as a calculator. Now you can use Python as a calculator or you can run any Python code here. You can even say print hello world, by the way. Hello world, and let's try to run this and it runs successfully. So here you can actually run the code of your choice and keep typing and Python will keep processing it for you. And for a reason, this is called REPL, R-E-P-L, which stands for read, evaluate, print loop. Because this is a loop, it reads, evaluates, then prints the result, and it's a loop. It asks the value or the input from the user again. Awesome. So you can use REPL and you now know if you are asked what REPL is, you'll tell that you can run Python in a terminal and you can start executing commands from there, and this is called REPL. This is basically Python REPL. This terminal session is a Python REPL. Okay, let's close this terminal session and let's open this folder in VS Code. So I'm going to do shift right click and then I'm going to click open with code and let's create a file called operators.py. This is operators.py and let's now discuss about operators here. So if you look at the text in the handbook, I have written here operators in Python. There are a lot of operators in Pythons. The most important one are arithmetic operators, comparison operators, logical operators, assignment operators, membership operators, and identity operators. Let's see what are arithmetic operators. Arithmetic operators are plus, minus, times, divide, modulus, exponentiation, and floor division. Let's look at these one by one. What is division? What is floor division? We are going to see in great detail. Let us say I have a number and I say A is equal to 34 and let's say B is equal to 2. I can perform operations like, let's create a string here. A plus B is equal to, and let's say A plus B. And let's repeat this for A minus B. And let's repeat this for A modulo B, and before modulo I actually want to do times and divide, so star and star here as well, and then divide and then divide here as well, and let's see the result. Let's also include the floor division. So I can use alt and click anywhere on my screen. So let me toggle screencast mode so that you can see what I'm typing. So if I press alt on my keyboard, I can actually put a cursor somewhere. So at this point, I'm not pressing anything. I just put my cursor here. Now I can press alt and I can click here to place another cursor here. Try this out. This is an amazing feature of VS Code. If you are a beginner and you have never used this feature, this is an amazing feature. Let's press backspace and let's type // for the floor division operator. Let's try to run this program and let's see what the result is. So A plus B is equal to 36. A minus B is equal to 32. Yes, that's correct. A multiplied by B is 68. That's also correct. 34 multiplied by 2 is 68. And A divided by B is 17.0 because 34 divided by 2 is 17. Okay. A% B is 0. Okay, that's good, because if we divide 34 by 2, the remainder is going to be 0. A double divided by B is 17, which is the floor division operator, which means that if you divide 34 by 2 and ignore whatever is after this decimal, you are going to get 17. And that's basically arithmetic operators in Python. So this is arithmetic operators. So let's put a comment here: arithmetic operator, and let's place a comment here and let's close this. So arithmetic operators are used to perform arithmetic operations. Very simple. I actually skipped exponentiation, where this is also a very important one. So let's do A double star B, which is A to the power B. So if you do 34 multiplied by 34, let's see what the result is going to be. It's going to be 1156. You can use your calculator and check it. Okay, you can do that always. So this is how arithmetic operators work in Python. Alright, so these were one type of operator in Python, arithmetic operators. Now let's talk about comparison operators. Comparison operators always return true or false. That is a boolean. Now 10 greater than 5, if it is true, you are going to see true. Otherwise, you are going to see false. There are comparison operators like equal to. Note that it's a double equal to. It's very important. It's not a single equal to, because we use single equal to for assignment. Okay, we already have seen that we use single equal to for assignments like this. A is equal to 34 means A now holds the value 34. But A double equal to 34 means is A equal to 34? There is a difference. Okay, I hope you got the difference. But let's explore conditional operators even further. So if I say A is greater than 4, I will see whether A is greater than 4 or not. A at this point is 34. So 34 is greater than 4. I should see true. And yes, I see true here. Okay. Now let's run A is less than 4. No, A is not less than 4. A is not less than 4. So I should see false. Yes, I see false. Can I do A is less than or equal to 4? No, A is not less than or equal to 4. So I should see another false. Yes, I see another false. But if I do A is greater than or equal to 4, yes, A is greater than 4. So greater than or equal to. Any of these conditions should be true. So greater than or equal to. A greater than equal to 4 means is A either greater than or equal to 4? And the answer is true. So I should see true. So if the answer of the question is true, you are going to see the boolean true. Otherwise, you are going to see the boolean false. It's as simple as that. Okay. Now there are some other operators like not equal to. What if I do A is double equal to 34? Oops, double equal to. A double equals to 4. No, it's not equal to 4. But if I do A double equals to 34, it should show me true. Okay, let's run this program. So the last one is true. Second last is false. A is double equal to 34 is true. And A is double equal to 4 is false. So this is basically asking so I'll say is A equal to 4? And this is basically asking is A equal to 34? So these are the questions basically we are asking, and we are getting the reply as true or false. And this is what conditional operators do. Now there are other conditional operators as well. For example, we have not equal to, we have greater than equal to, and let's see not equal to as well. So if you want to write not equal to, you simply do like this. Exclamation mark equal to. Is A not equal to 34? Is this true or false? This is actually false because A is equal to 34. Okay. So if you see this, you'll see is A not equal to 34? So the answer is false. Okay. That's because A is actually equal to 34. So this was all about conditional operators. We are going to see more of conditional operators when we learn about conditional statements. We are going to see that in great detail. Let's now talk about logical operators. Logical operators are used to perform operations on booleans. Okay, so logical operators basically help us operate two booleans. Okay, for example, if we add two numbers, we are basically performing operations on two numbers. But in this case, we are performing operations on two booleans. If I say true and true, it's going to be a true. If I do true and false, it's going to be false. If I say true or false, it's going to be a true. Let's see this in great detail because this is the foundation and you need to understand this really well. So let's see how logical operators work. Okay. So if I print A and B, or rather let me say C and D, and let's say C is equal to true. Let's say C is equal to true and D is equal to false. So if I say C and D, it's going to print something, and let me print some more statements. And if I say C and C, and I can say C and D, and then I can say D and C, or maybe let's write the value directly. Okay, we don't want to create a variable. We can do this, but again we can directly put the value as well. So let me explain this to you. If I say C and C, it means true and true. And true is always going to be true. Let me do one thing. I'm going to do one thing. I'm going to put a multi-line comment here. And you'll know why I'm putting a multi-line comment here, because I want to comment this particular thing out. We are already done with arithmetic operators and conditional operators. Or rather, let me do one thing. Let me split these into different files. Alright, so I've split arithmetic operators, conditional operators, and logical operators to separate files for a better revision for all of you. I'm going to do everything that is required to make this course the best learning experience for you. Okay, so let's see logical operators. Let's run this program and you'll see true, false, false, false. And why do we see that? Because true and true is true. See, the thing is that AND always returns a true when both of the values are true. Otherwise, it is going to return a false. Okay, so both the values are true. Yes, it's going to return a true. But since D is involved, one of the values is false. So we see false. Let's see the comprehensive list of all the possible operations. So I can do true and true. I can do true and false. I can do false and true. And I can do false and false. False and false. Okay, let's run this and you'll see true and true is true, and rest of all of these are false, because even if there is a false, AND is going to return false. Okay, let's now see OR. Let's now see OR. How will OR perform if we do the same thing? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to press Alt and I'm going to use multi-cursor. Okay, so if you press Alt and you start clicking, you are going to get multiple cursors and you can type at those cursor locations. This is a great feature of VS Code. Now let's run this program and let me print. Let me print this as well so that we don't have any confusion. So true or true is true. False or true is true. False or true is true or false is also true. False or false is false. So OR means either one of these should be true. And if even a single true is present, it is going to return true. In this case, we have both false. So we are getting false. Otherwise, we get true. So this is how OR and AND works. It works exactly like it works in plain and simple English. If you understand English, you understand AND and OR operators. Okay. Now there is another operator. It's called NOT operator. So NOT operator. Let's talk about NOT operator. So what we can do is we can write NOT and we can do true, and we can do the same thing with false as well. False. And let's see what it prints. So after NOT operator, you'll say NOT of true is false and NOT of false is true. So whenever you want to negate a true or false, you can always use a NOT. So when we say NOT of anything which is true, it's going to be a false. And if we do NOT of anything which is false, it is going to be a true. Okay, and this is used to create conditional programs in Python, and we are going to see when we build a lot of projects, but for now we are focusing on the basics. I hope you were able to understand logical operators. Just like logical operators, we have assignment operators, and assignment operators are equal to, plus equal to, minus equal to. Let's understand these in great detail. So I can say 04 underscore assignment underscore operators dot py, and I can do something like a is equal to 32 and a will get the value of 32. Now let's print a, And you will see 32 is printed on the screen, and you might say, hey Harry, what are you doing? 32 will be printed on the screen. I know that. But let me tell you something. What if I do a plus equal to 3? And what if I print a now? What will happen? So basically this operator, the plus equal to operator, is saying that add 3 to the value of a. So if I run this program, it is going to print 35 because a has now been updated to 35. And I can do the same thing, and I can do minus equal to as well. And this will basically subtract 3 from 32. And if I run this program, you are going to see 29 on the screen. So 32 minus 3 is 29. As simple as that. Just like we have equal to, we have plus equal to, we have minus equal to, we have star equal to as well, which will simply multiply 32 by 3. And if I run this program, you will see 32 multiplied by 3, which is 96. And if you don't trust me, you can use your local calculator on your phone and you will see that the results are basically correct. Okay. Awesome. Now percent equal to will perform a modulo operation. Double star equal to will perform exponentiation operation, and double forward slash equal to will perform a floor division. Okay. Now you can try other operators on your own. I really insist you do that. But this was how assignment operators work. Okay. And I have written an example for you in the handbook so that you can revise very conveniently. Now there is something called membership operators and identity operators, and we are going to look into these operators when we look into list. But I have placed this in the handbook just for the sake of your revision. I'm going to get back to these operators, but for now we are going to skip them. Okay. Membership operators and identity operators are something we are going to see in the future. Okay. So what did we learn so far? We learned that variables store data and Python supports multiple data type. Typecasting allows you to convert different data types to another data type. You can use input to take input from the user. You can put a prompt inside the input function, and you can also play around with the SEP and END arguments of print statement. We saw that in great detail. Comments and escape sequence characters will help you make your code more readable, and Python provides a variety of operators for performing operations on data. I hope this is a great learning experience for you so far, but the party is not over yet. In fact, it's just started. So I'm very excited for you to cover different concepts of Python in the future videos. See you there.